What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and you guys know I've been chasing stories like a damn journalist for the past year now when it comes to Call of Duty 2020, so it felt great earlier when we finally got our first official look at Black Ops Cold War. At about 1 p.m. EST, both the Call of Duty and Treyarch Twitter accounts posted our first official cover art of Treyarch's new game.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Yes, the GOATs are back, and this is easily one of the most vibrant and unique designs I've ever seen Activision go with for an upcoming Call of Duty. I love how it's a bunch of scraps of propaganda and media kind of put together to form those two soldiers there on the front cover. It also makes me wonder if this is going to be the same artwork we end up seeing on the official game case. That is definitely possible. But before we break down the artwork a little bit more, I just want to let you guys know that we have quite a bit of damning information to share here in tonight's video, thanks to the legend himself, Tom Henderson, aka Long Sensation. He went ahead and shared some exclusive details earlier about how Warzone, skill-based matchmaking, and the beta will end up working for Black Ops Cold War. So definitely stay tuned throughout this entire video. What we might end up discovering is that Black Ops Cold War could actually take place in present day. We're going to be breaking all that down in just a couple of minutes. Definitely bear with me. So when it comes to this cover art, you guys are probably wondering who is on the cover. Is it Mason? Is it Hudson? Is it a new character? And you know what? It may be that character Perseus that was mentioned in the actual teaser trailer that we got the other day, Know Your History. And my buddy Eric actually pointed out that this front cover they shared today could be teasing a very similar dynamic to the one we had back in Black Ops 1 with Mason and Reznov, that duality of man type of atmosphere, right? Where you're the main character, but you're kind of also the villain at the same time. So maybe the person on this artwork is actually just one person, not two different people, just one person wearing two different outfits to signify that a plot twist may be present in Black Ops Cold War. But the word Perseus was also data mined along with those intel missions that we talked about, those intel missions for Frank Woods that are coming to Warzone. So it seems like Perseus will be teased pretty damn soon within Warzone, which is exciting, gets us prepared for whatever campaign Treyarch and Raven have in store for us. But the artwork was so damn beautiful. Hopefully Treyarch gets a new rebrand for their logo as well to actually match this artwork. I'm sure they will, since their current logo kind of matches the aesthetic we had for Black Ops 4. We also have an update on Pawn Takes Pawn. Those VHS tapes are now gone. Unfortunately, you can no longer watch tapes 1 through 6, or I should say volumes 1 through 6. They're just not there anymore, but you can still access the 11th Hour and EMC Squared. You just can't watch those tapes. But if you guys want to watch them again, Nero Cinema has you covered. He actually posted all of the volumes in perfect quality. Definitely check them out if you haven't already. They're still worth a watch, and they were honestly great in case school sucked for you guys and didn't teach you some good history, but we learned quite a bit from those tapes, and I'm glad they did it the way that they did. But maybe they'll utilize Pawn Takes Pawn at some point in the future again, but as of right now, it's dormant. Now, David Vonderhaar also acknowledged Black Ops Cold War finally after the official announcement. He went ahead and tweeted, "Understand what's going on around you. You are in a state of war with little time to save yourself." He's talking about a game, of course. History doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. That's what leads me into the next topic. It often rhymes. So what if we've all had this wrong, right? Because we haven't necessarily heard what time period this game takes place in. We have heard rumors that apparently parts of the game take place in the present and parts take place in the past, kind of reminiscing on how Black Ops 2 worked. And I think that's probably true, because if history rhymes, that means we may end up getting a current day Cold War. Maybe this could explain how Frank Woods is coming to Warzone, since when everybody first heard about him coming, they were like, wait a second, how's that gonna work? He's a character from the Vietnam War era, so would he be an old man when they add him into Verdansk, right? How does that make sense? And you know what? That may not actually be the case this time around. What if they have characters like Woods and Mason young and in their prime in Black Ops Cold War, but in present day and not the past? Maybe the VHS tapes from Pawn Takes Pawn were just bringing us up to speed with what actually happened in real history with the Cold War between the United States and the Soviets. But then the plot in Black Ops Cold War is obviously going to be a bit fictional and happens in present day as a bit of a way to say, yeah, history is doomed to repeat and we have a second Cold War happening in present day. Maybe that's what's going on here. Maybe everything that's been hinted at within the Warzone map is really hinting at Black Ops Cold War and not Modern Warfare 2 that's supposed to be coming out in the next year. But imagine the crossover potential between characters like Woods and Mason with Task Force 141, Captain Price and the gang. That would be huge, and that could potentially be what they're hinting at here. But here's the evidence why this even came up in the the first place. So Tom Henderson, the GOAT himself, brought up quite a few things earlier today. So starting off here with skill-based matchmaking. You went ahead and said, skill-based matchmaking in Black Ops Cold War is exactly the same as Modern Warfare. It's the same system. Now, before you guys jump the gun and say you're not going to play the game or it's going to be dead, hear me out on this, right? Every Call of Duty since Black Ops 2 has had some form of skill-based matchmaking. Now, I know Modern Warfare has the most severe version of skill-based matchmaking. I totally get that, but most of the games since Black Ops 2 have been enjoyable. And when it comes to me personally, if I'm enjoying the game, I like the maps, I like the gunplay, I like the replayability. If I feel like the game is catering towards all types of players, not just casuals, I could put up with the skill-based matchmaking. But I'm not a fan of the maps in Modern Warfare. I'm not a fan of what the game has to offer. The game is literally built fundamentally for casuals, therefore I just don't put up with that game. But give Treyarch and Raven a chance to adopt the skill-based matchmaking system that Activision has forced them to implement. Give them a chance to blend that with their style of gameplay and then come to a decision as to whether or not the multiplayer is going to be playable throughout 2020 and 2021. We'll leave it at that. He also went ahead and said that Black Ops Cold War Zombies is coming at a later date, the reveal that is. So I guess that kind of solidifies that next week at the very least, we're going to be seeing campaign. Multiplayer is also possible since usually multiplayers are playable at Gamescom every single year whenever a new Call of Duty is announced. Obviously, Gamescom's a bit different this year, but maybe we'll end up getting a premiere of the multiplayer trailer at some point during Gamescom, which is just, I think, a day after this Warzone event, which is pretty convenient. Somebody also asked him, will we have to level up weapons separately in Warzone and Black Ops? And he said, no, it will be the same as Warzone and Modern Warfare. Basically, Warzone will connect all the titles in some way, and that's how it was explained to me. So you're probably like, wait, how's that gonna work? And somebody then asked him, does this mean I'll be able to use the operators and skins I buy in Modern Warfare in Black Ops Cold War Warzone? He went ahead and said, I've heard a few conflicting reports, but I think the answer is yes. Warzone is Warzone. Black Ops Cold War won't have Blackout or Warzone 2.0. It just has Warzone. So logically, they both will connect in a lot of ways, and presumably you'll be able to use the same stuff you paid money for in Modern Warfare's Warzone. So he went ahead and tweeted after that, the big thing here, Warzone news. Warzone will connect Modern Warfare and Black Ops and the standalone Warzone title if you just download it by itself as a free-to-play. Verdansk will be replaced with a new map, but the weapons, vehicles, etc. from Modern Warfare will remain. Weapons from Black Ops Cold War will be added periodically throughout future battle passes and updates. This means eventually Warzone will have well over 100 weapons. What? Verdansk will likely return at a later date too, like Apex, as I said before, depending on fan feedback. I've got to admit this is info that has changed a lot over the past few months, but I think it's worth reporting on. If true, it's going to be huge for Warzone, but I'm honestly scared for the file size. So first off with that, let's break that down piece by piece. If Warzone's going to have all of the Modern Warfare weapons, once we see the new Warzone map that's going to be for Black Ops Cold War, that almost confirms that if we're going to see Modern Warfare weapons in Black Ops Cold War, the game's taking place in present day. Unless they pull a Black Ops 2 where everything's all over the place, right, where most of Black Ops 2 takes place in 2025, will the weapons themselves not be canon? That's definitely possible, but it almost seems like they're keeping this as grounded and realistic as possible. So it seems like, yes, we'll be using similar weapons from Modern Warfare, if not the same ones in the Black Ops Cold War Warzone. Then Black Ops Cold War weapons will be added in later. So yeah, the loophole is going to be ridiculous in Warzone, but this is honestly making a lot more sense to me now, right? They're keeping everything very closely connected, and they weren't kidding when they said that in the investors call either. Now when it comes to Verdansk going away, Apex pulled this off. The original Apex map went away while the new one came out, and then at a later date, the original map came back and you're able to vote between both of those actual maps. They'll do the same thing, I can promise you guys. They won't get rid of Verdansk forever. That's a lot of development time just going in the trash. So they'll pull it back out. The file size now, we're not even going to talk about that. That's ridiculous. But he also said, I'm pretty sure the trailer on the 26th will feature both multiplayer and campaign. I'm hoping we get to see a glimpse of the new Warzone map too, even if it's just a teaser at the very end of the trailer. Somebody then asked him, do you know when we'll see a beta? And he said, heard it will be announced really soon, possibly on the 26th too. And people were like, wait, where does all this information come from, right? How did this just all come about right after the artwork went live? And you know what? I'll put it this way, guys. There was a little bit of an event earlier today where the press and certain Call of Duty partners actually got to ask questions and learn new information about Treyarch's upcoming game. Yes, that includes information about Warzone, so that's really damn interesting. Now, there was also a picture that surfaced earlier today about Season 6 that is coming to Modern Warfare. I've heard conflicting reports myself that there wouldn't be a Season 6. I've heard reports that there would be as far as a Season 7 for Modern Warfare, and here's what I'll say about that. Season 6 or 7 or neither could actually be the first season for the new Warzone map we end up seeing for Black Ops Cold War, right? That's always possible. Who knows what they're doing? We'll have to wait and see in time how many seasons that Modern Warfare will end up having with Warzone. Because I'm sure at some point the seasons will stop. Modern Warfare will still be updated slightly, but the actual seasons will be more focused around Black Ops Cold War and that new Warzone map after that. But let me know what you think of all this down below in the comment section. This has been dkdynamite. A lot of information to absorb. We may potentially have a title from Treyarch and Raven that takes place in present day, but features characters from the original Black Ops games, except this time they're going to be alive and well in like, what, 2020? Not the 1960s. So that's going to be huge. A lot to think about. We'll learn more very soon. Keep you guys updated if any new information is dropped on Treyarch's upcoming game. But that's about it, and peace out, everyone.